ended, her amber eyes narrowing toward the archive's door, and the tiny fire sprite she knew was hovering just on the other side, eavesdropping as she always did whenever someone stood out front. Go back to work. Lahaba didn't answer, presumably drifting back downstairs to guard the books below. Rolling her eyes, Bryce yanked open the front door, getting a face full of heat so dry it threatened to suck the life from her. And summer had only just begun. Danica didn't just look like she'd been rootling through the garbage. She smelled like it, too. Wisps of her silvery blonde hair, normally a straight silken sheet, curled from her tight long braid, the streaks of amethyst, sapphire, and rose splattered with some dark, oily substance that reeked of metal and ammonia. "Took you long enough," Danica groused, and swaggered into the gallery, the sword strapped at her back bobbing with each step. Her braid had become tangled in its worn leather hilt, and as she stopped before the desk, Bryce took the liberty of prying the plait free. She'd barely untangled it before Danica's slim fingers were unbuckling the straps that kept the sword sheathed across her worn leather motorcycle jacket. "I need to dump this here for a few hours," she said, pulling the sword off her back and aiming for the supply closet hidden behind a wooden panel across the showroom. Bryce leaned against the lip of the desk and crossed her arms, fingers brushing against the stretchy black fabric of her skin-tight dress. "Your gym bag's already stinking up the place. Jessica's due back later this afternoon. She'll throw your shit in the dumpster again if it's still here." It was the mildest hell Jessica Roga could unleash if provoked. A 400-year-old enchantress who'd been born a witch and defected, Jessica had joined the House of Flame and Shadow and now answered only to the Underking himself. Flame and Shadow suited her well. She possessed an arsenal of spells to rival any sorcerer or necromancer in the darkest of the houses. She'd been known to change people into animals when irritated enough. Bryce had never dared ask if the small animals in the dozen tanks and terrariums had always been animals. And Bryce tried never to irritate her, not that there were any safe sides when the Vanir were involved. Even the least powerful of the Vanir, a group that covered every being on Midgard aside from humans and ordinary animals, could be deadly. "I'll get it later," Danica promised, pushing on the hidden panel to spring it open. Bryce had warned her 3 times now that the showroom supply closet wasn't her personal locker. Yet Danica always countered that the gallery, located in the heart of the old square, was more centrally located than the Wolf's Den over in Moonwood, and that was that. The supply closet opened, and Danica waved a hand in front of her face. "My gym bag's stinking up the place?" With a black boot, she towed the sagging duffel that held Bryce's dance gear, currently wedged between the mop and bucket. "When the fuck did you last wash those clothes?" Bryce wrinkled her nose at the reek of old shoes and sweaty clothing that wafted out. Right. She'd forgotten to bring home the leotard and tights to wash after a lunchtime class 2 days ago, mostly thanks to Danica sending her a video of a heap of mirthroot on their kitchen counter. Music already blasting from the beat-up boombox by the windows, along with a command to hurry home quick. Bryce had obeyed. They'd smoked enough that there was a good chance Bryce had still been high yesterday morning when she'd stumbled into work. There was really no other explanation for why it had taken 10 minutes to type out a 2-sentence email that day, letter by letter. "Never mind that," Bryce said. "I have a bone to pick with you." Danica rearranged the crap in the closet to make space for her own. "I told you I was sorry I ate your leftover noodles. I'll buy you more tonight." "It's not that, dumbass. Though again, fuck you. That was my lunch for today." Danica chuckled. "This tattoo hurts like hell," Bryce complained. "I can't even lean against my chair." Danica countered in a sing-song voice. "The artist warned you it'd be sore for a few days." "I was so drunk I spelled my name wrong on the waiver. I'd hardly say I was in a good place to understand what sore for a few days meant." Danica, who'd gotten a matching tattoo of the text now scrolling down Bryce's back, had already healed. One of the benefits to being a full-blooded Vanir.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.